Hey everybody, this is Doa, and we are back. That's right, we're going to take a look at another game by RebornfOu, the newest member of the FOU team in Korea. This time he's spawning on Shakuras Plateau down at about the 5 o'clock position, as again our blue Terran player, and up at the top is going to be our red Protoss player. Now this is in Korean, but I can read Hangul. Okay, so I'm going to try it. So it looks like Giraim. So Grime. I'm going to call this player Grime. So Grime, the red Terran player, and a lot of times when you hear about someone talk about Konglish, that's actually basically English words spelled out with Korean characters. So that may be what it is. This is like Gir, Ra, or La, and then Im. So Grime. I don't know. I might be wrong. I'm gonna give it a try. But I'm going to call him Grime. I'm sorry if the ID is actually something else. I don't know very much Korean. So we're going to go with it. Let's not focus on how much Korean I don't know anymore this game. But here we have our red Protoss player Grime spawning up at the top position on Shakuras Plateau. So we've got cross positions, TvP, my favorite matchup to cast. I love all the options that Terran and Protoss players have against each other in the game right now. Very, very exciting. There's just so many different valid openings and strategies in this matchup right now that you just never know what to expect. It's always really, really cool. I mean, from the Protoss player, you could do so many things. Both players starting out very, very normally, getting the gas and their first production building barracks for the Terran player, and a gateway for our Protoss player, so nothing out of the ordinary at all here. And I mean, yeah, let's just talk about Protoss for a moment. You could go 1-gate expand if you were feeling very, very saucy. You could go, 3-gate expand to stay a little bit safe. You could go 2-gate robo. You could go 1-gate stargate. You could just do all sorts of things. Dark Templars, DT drops, everything you can think of with Protoss. Lots and lots of options. You could even 4-gate, but hey, who does that anymore, huh? And then you on the Terran side of things, you could go 1-gate expand, you could go Banshees, you could go Hellions, you could go bio push, and all of these things are very legitimate strategies. And I mean, that's just such a great thing about where StarCraft 2 is right now in this matchup, is that the players have so many different options, which leads to a lot of very exciting games. So yeah, extremely, extremely exciting matchup in my opinion. TvP, I love it. We have players doing a little bit of scouting here. We saw Reborn scout this area first, did not find his opponent, and he will now find the Protoss base and try to find out what he's up to. He's got a little bit of time before that Zealot pops out, and look at the building placement right now for Grime, just really making sure maybe that Hellions can't sneak in here. It may have been burned in the past by Hellions. Ha ha ha, what a great pun that was. Here comes the first Zealot coming out right now. He's going to chase the SCV away. And of course the SCV is a little bit faster, so the Zealot is just going to get a little bit of cardio, but not a lot of blood on his blades. 2 gas right now for Grime, it looks like, so he's going to be doing some sort of a little bit gas heavier thing. And again, this could mean a lot of things. This could mean more of a tech heavy 1-base style play. Could mean that he wants to get out a lot of sentries to keep his expansion safe that he's planning. So we'll just kind of have to wait and see what is going to go on there. Meanwhile, RebornfOu, he's got a barracks and tech lab, and this is probably going to be a 2-gate expand. Usually when you see 2 barracks, 1 with a reactor, 1 with a tech lab, there's going to be an expansion coming out very, very soon afterwards. Now the nice thing about this is that you can see he's researching stim as well. So this is going to let him put a little bit of pressure on his Protoss opponent while at the same time expanding. I love this opening. This is actually my favorite to do in TvP right now. It's a little bit more difficult to get it to work on a large area like this. I mean, this is a long way to go for these bio units, but it's not too bad. You could certainly make it work. That probe's days are numbered. Goodbye. No proxy pylons for you. And he's just going to pull back for now. No third barracks, so I've got a feeling we are going to probably see that expand very, very soon. Now, the expansion for this opening does come a little bit later, as you've noticed, but the trade-off on that is that you have such a strong army to kind of either defend or attack with that, that it's okay. It works okay. Might be waiting for Stim to come out before he pushes. Now, meantime, back at the base of Grime, we've got a Robo Bay going up. He's going to be getting an Immortal. He saw those bio units. And of course, if you're going up against any sort of composition with Marauders in it, it's not too bad to have an Immortal or 2 out. They do a lot of damage to armored units, obviously. Probably going to be looking at getting a Robotic Space, switching into Colossus at some point. But again, I'm curious to see himself if he's deciding to expand or not. We'll have to wait and see. I'd like to see one of these players expand, but sometimes, especially on the Korean server, you kind of run into these sort of weird one-basing situations where both players kind of feel uncomfortable to expand, and they just sort of say, all right, I'm just going to power up a lot, and then after the first fight, maybe if I'm doing good, then I'll expand. We'll see. So right now it looks like Grime is indeed going to be putting up an expansion. Pushing a little bit, chases away an SCV. That SCV will not find it, and it looks like a bit of a push coming out across the map from Grime. Possibly. We're going to have to wait and see. SCV going down here is going to be putting up this command center. I've got a feeling. There it goes. The minerals getting about to 400, and command center. There it is. So we've got an expansion going up for both players, and look at this slower expansion, but what a strong army he has right now. He could absolutely crush this force that Grime has right now. The Immortal will get focused down. These sentries not able to put out enough force fields to really do much in this wide open area. So on a map like this, I mean, he's not being too aggressive with it yet, maybe right now, but a very stable, solid opening. I mean, if you're a Terran player that struggles against Protoss a lot of times, try the 2 barracks expand. It's really good. It's really safe. It's easy to do, and it certainly gets you a nice big army, as you can see. Observer moving the other way. Doesn't really see it. Don't know if observers ever need glasses, but if they do, that'd be kind of embarrassing. I mean, it's your job to see things. Force field's going up. Whoa, kind of a crazy force field out there. That was a little bit of a muscle twitch there, I guess, for Grime. So, kind of showing, though, Reborn an important thing, that he might not want to push up this ramp, otherwise he will have force fields to contend with. Observer kind of hanging out right there. He's got an eye on RebornfOu. He's going to see what's going on. Command center almost finishing right now. So as you can see, Grime is going to get this up a little bit sooner, transferring some probes down right now. Look at that, a lot of probes. He's done a good job kind of keeping up on the probe production. Let's take a look at the income tab, actually. 30 to 28. So really, RebornfOu has been doing okay on the SCV production too. Looks like not too many chrono boosts dedicated to probes by our Protoss player. And here comes RebornfOu. Is he going to attack? He's going to build close, stimming in one Marine. Very, very smart. Drawing a couple force fields, making sure he knows exactly what he's going to be running into. I really like that. That's something that we've seen a lot of Terran players do a lot more lately at the higher level. I always did it. It made sense to me. I mean, oh, taking out the Observer there. Nice job by Reborn as well. But, I mean, Marines are so cheap. I mean, think about it this way. What is cheaper for you to spend? 50 minerals on a Marine to run in and see their army, or 300 minerals or so on a scan to see their army? So it's an easy choice. I mean, stim in a Marine, check out the army. Always a good idea. Looks like Colossus are indeed on the way right now. Has Thermalance been upgraded? No, it is not yet, actually, by Grime. Every once in a while, we do see Protoss players forget about that, but I'm a little bit surprised that usually doesn't happen too often. That could be something that he's going to regret a little bit later, although there have been notable professional games where the players have forgotten to get Thermalance as well. Reactor going up in the factory right now, but here's a big fight out in front of the base of Grime. Is there enough bio from Reborn right now? He lost a lot to that Colossus, picking off a couple sentries though, and he's going to try to move up the ramp. Force fields there just in time, but only one very badly damaged sentry with no energy really left at all. So Reborn, though he is going to pull back, he does have some medevacs on the way very, very soon. As you can see right here, getting 2 of them set up, so he's probably going to want to wait to let those heal up. He did a good amount of damage. Reborn actually quite a bit ahead in the supply count for this stage in the game, 80 to 66 right now. So a little bit ahead. Another gateway going up right now for Grime. So both players, you know, despite that slight edge for RebornfOu, I said it was kind of a large advantage, but really it's not that big if you don't use it right away. Probe coming out, going to scout things. You will see the bio army. And it looks like a factory going across the map. I'm kind of curious to see what they're going to do, but it looks like another push coming up from Grime. Is going to do anything. Those units for Reborn are already damaged, and there are 2 Colossi there. So Reborn is going to pull back, stimming in right now, trying to snipe off a couple Colossus. He does get one right away. Micros back, takes out a couple Zealots. Here come the medevacs to heal just in time. But is it going to be enough? I don't know. With that Colossus in the back, Reborn is going to need to make a run for it. Lifting up a couple units there. That might have been a little bit of a mistake. Losing the medevac, but able to take down the Colossi. That actually may have been to get the Marauders a little bit closer too. Hard to say for sure, but RebornfOu on the defensive right now. No bunkers there at all. He's going to need to be very careful, but sure enough, without the Colossi, Grime is going to pull back. Definitely the right thing to do at that point in time. So both players taking out a little bit of a chunk of each other there. Looks like more barracks going up for Reborn. Definitely the type of Terran player it looks like to enjoy the heavy barracks play that is very, very popular right now in TvP. Basically Marine, Marauder, Viking, and then kind of, if players go ultra crazy, just pure Marauder, Viking I've seen on many, many occasions. Some Terran players have started adding in some tanks. which I think is okay. I think Marine Tank actually works pretty well against Protoss, as the tanks do outrange the Colossi. Another Observer taking out right there. And so what is RebornfOu doing right now? Might decide to be just kind of looking for pylons here. One thing that Protoss players have started to do in this new version of Shakuras Plateau is break down these rocks here and then put pylons, you know, like here and here to warp guys in at your base. So not a bad idea to scout with something that you don't need, like a factory or something like that. Supply count still favoring RebornfOu by a decent amount, by 20 supply. That's a good amount. Not a huge amount, but pretty good. Now over here at the base of Grime, we do have Charge being researched. Does he have any Forge yet? Normally we'd want to see a Protoss player get a Forge right now, get those armor upgrades going, but no, instead he's deciding to get a couple more gateways, so deciding to try to just simply overpower his opponent. Oh, and the probe's going to find the base of RebornfOu. I still have the mouse wheel zoom on my desktop. Whoa. We're going to build the command center. Ooh, that's fun. And will this probe be putting down a pylon? Probably not. Looks like Reborn is going to look for that probe. Doesn't want anything coming in from behind. And I've got a feeling he will spot it. Eventually, it's like, where's Waldo? Only the stakes are death. And there's the probe. Does he not actually see it? Okay, there he does. Indeed see it. Okay, so he's going to find it. Kill it. And what does Reborn have going? Getting an engineering bay and an army, so he will get more upgrades going right now. There's finally the Forge on the way for Grime, but he's going to be getting those upgrades going so late that, you know, it's going to be tough. He's got a lot of gateways, but upgraded bio versus unupgraded gateway units definitely favors the bio. Of course, that is a pretty scary army coming across the field for RebornfOu. Wow, his macro just way out macroing his opponent right now, almost 50 food ahead at the moment. Taking out the units at the Xel'Naga Towers, and Grime has got to be shaking in his boots right now. Only one Colossus, keeping his money fairly low, but let's take a look at the income tab again. Yeah, only 42 harvesters, so maybe not producing as many probes as he really needed to, I think. This third base is not going to be too terribly useful. Templar Archives on the way as well for Grime. So not the best play really out of our Protoss player. Right now, RebornfOu is in a very good position. If he can get down here and deny the... Oh, I guess he doesn't need to deny the third. It was denied by the Protoss player himself. Decided that he needed the units for the upcoming fight, and the fight is going to be coming soon. Grime, is he prepared? Here come the bio units. Force fields going down before the bio even gets there, but a couple Marines streaming in, and they can see on the high ground, of course, because of the medevacs and the Vikings. And as soon as those force fields and the bio might decide to come in, the force fields do end, but it does let a little bit more bio up the ramp right now. Vikings getting taken down by the Stalkers, but RebornfOu just has so much more right now that I think it's going to be almost impossible for Grime to take this out. Looks like he's going to go down, maybe try to deny the third. No, deciding to just take out the Observer. Going back again instead, stimming, but the force fields are there. In the meantime, look at this, another large army coming across the map for Reborn. So right now, Grime in serious trouble. He's going to have amazing force fields to hold this off. It's going to be so difficult. And look at that, totally nervous right now. Looks like his opponent has gotten into his head, throwing down force fields when he really doesn't need to. Again, not the best play from Grime, but you know, everybody has their off days there. Looks like Reborn elevating some units into the main. Oh, getting feedback on those medevacs, losing one straight away, and a lot of the other units. But in the meantime, the bio does come up the ramp, taking a lot of damage. We're taking out a lot of units from Grime right now. This is going to be about it. I don't believe that Grime really has a way to get back into this game. He doesn't have much of an army left. The natural has been decimated. Reborn powering his way up the ramp. Those Archons are never going to see the light of day, I'm going to guess. And indeed, this should be about the time where you see a GG. Those bio units are very low, though. That Archon could kill a lot of them. Never mind, he's dead already. So that is going to be about it. RebornfOu taking down Grime in this TvP on Shakuras Plateau. That is it. Grime leaves the game. So again, a little bit of a taste of the newest FOU player, RebornfOu. That stands for Our Utopia, in case you guys were curious. So he said it to me himself. He's got a long way to go, but he's got a good group of people to practice with, especially when it comes to Terrans. He's got Gumiho, he's got SC, so I'm sure we're going to see a lot more of him in the future here. Thanks again to RebornfOu for sending me these replays, doing this interview. I appreciate it a lot, dude, and hope you guys enjoyed the cast. Definitely read the interview as well that I did with Reborn. on cybersports.net. The link will be in the video description. And if you like my stuff, definitely subscribe to me at DOA StarCraft on YouTube and DOASC on Twitter. Again, thanks for watching, guys, and see you on the next cast.